Hey everyone and welcome to this video. I'm Inxlaura123 and in this video I'm going to be talking about experiences you probably had at school. So I'm 37 years old and I left school a long time ago. But basically I went on this website yesterday. I found it randomly and it's called www.gosocial. So I'll put the link down below to this website. It's so cool. It's filled with quizzes and nostalgia and just really fun stuff. So yeah, it's a really cool website. And basically they had this article on there and it was called 18 experiences you probably had at school. So basically, yeah, I was sitting there reading through it and I was just like, yep, yes, yeah, literally to all of them, which was quite funny. And I actually went through this list with my mum last night because I knew I was going to do this video. And I was like, do any of these things, do you relate to these things when you were at school? And she was just like, not really. So I'm thinking, what? But literally, I related to like every single one of these. So, but to be honest, when I did ask her, she was kind of in the middle of watching one of her soap operas. So I don't think she was really listening, to be honest. But anyway, so what I want you to do, my lovely viewers, is once you've watched this video, comments, tell me if you agree with some of these things, if you relate to them. So maybe you left school like myself a long time ago, or maybe you're still at school and these things apply to you right now, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So let me begin. I've wrote my list out from the website. So number one, rolling your skirt up to make it look shorter. Yes. Basically, my mum used to give me these skirts and they were like knee length. And I'd go into school and it felt like all the cool girls had their skirts a lot shorter. So I remember asking my mum a few times, like, Mummy, can I have a shorter skirt? And she was like, no. No. And I kept asking, she said no. And then one of my friends said, look, if you want to make it look shorter, all you got to do is roll it up at the waistband. Did that and kept doing that basically. And I was really naughty at school. I wasn't smart. Like some of the kids, like their shirts always tucked in, very neat and tidy. I wasn't particularly like that. I used to have my shirt like hanging out. My tie was all crooked and a mess. So I'd literally get my skirt, roll it up at the waistband and put this like shirt over the top. So yeah, definitely did that. Number two, writing on your school bag. Oh yes, I used to literally write on everything. Like my little school books were covered in doodles and everything. Like I'd literally write on everything. And my mum used to get really angry because she'd get me these books and school bags and I'd just write on them. Like I'd get my friends to write on them, I'd write on them, I'd draw on it. And she'd be like, why are you ruining your school bags and your school books? Like what is the point? I also used to write on my hand and all up my wrist. And she used to go mad, like, why are you doing that? It's just really wrong. Why are you doing that? I was a rebel. Number three, ripping holes in your school jumper sleeves. So obviously I've got a short sleeve top on right now, but I used to get basically the jumper and I used to like make a hole around here, like around the sleeve bit on the wrist. And I can't really do it because I haven't got the jumper on, but I like put my thumb through it. Yeah, I don't know. I did used to do that, and I don't even know why I did that. I think it was a cool thing to do. I always tried to copy the cool kids, which I was never cool. I was always a weird geek, like class clown. Yeah, I wanted to be like one of the cool kids. So yeah, for some reason, the cool kids would do that with their jumper and put their thumbs through. So next one is having an awesome teacher that everyone loved, 100%. I had some horrible teachers that I couldn't stand. Even now, I still think of them like, hate them. But there were some teachers that I really loved. Mr. Smith, who was my English teacher, he was great. He was very lovely to me, kind, always positive about my work and really inspired me to write, because I love writing. And he'd always be one of the teachers that would, actually give me a bit of support and say, yeah, you're doing really well, you're a great writer. And that meant a lot to me, because you just sometimes need a teacher to tell you that you're good at something and then you do even better. Give you a bit of positivity. And also my drama teacher, Mrs. Bell, she was awesome. Like she was so funny and she was just really cool. So yeah, the other teachers didn't particularly like really. Next up, sneaking behind the bike sheds for smoking and snogging. Okay, so being honest, on the list it did say sneaking behind the bike shed for smoking, but I've added snogging in because I used to have a little kissy behind the bike sheds. nothing to write home about. Trust me, my kisses when I was younger were horrible. They were useless. But I did try it behind the bike sheds because most kids in my class did, like, you know. And the smoking, I didn't really like. I'm happy to say I'm a non-smoker. When I was younger, I didn't really smoke. Like some of my friends did, and I used to think, why are you smoking? First of all, it's like against the law because you're too young. And number two, it's just so dangerous and bad for you. Now and again, I would fall into a little bit of peer pressure and had the odd little puff, like, and then I'd stand there going. So it didn't really do it for me. I only started smoking when I was like in my, I don't know, like mid-20s. Because I won't go into it, but something horrible happened. I got very depressed. I, for some reason, just turned to smoking to help me feel better. It didn't help me feel better. So obviously it's not good for you. And I stopped smoking and I haven't smoked since. But yeah, there's always kids like standing behind the bike sheds, either kissing or smoking. Next up, fights after school that were organised but never happened. I always have the bad boys in like my class or just in my year who would, you could hear like, I'm gonna have a fight with so and so tonight. It's gonna be 4:30, you know, and everyone like would crowd around afterwards. I don't even know why. Why would you want to see people fight? But I'll be honest, sometimes I did go along with my mate just to oversee. And it never happened. Like the fight would never happen. Either one of the people wouldn't turn up, or the teachers would get to find out about it and put a stop to it, or the parents would get there. So yeah, all the organised fights I never actually saw happen. So obviously, for it to be on this list, other people have experienced that. I don't even know why I wanted to watch two kids fight. Like I'm not that sort of person at all, but I think you kind of fall in with the group thing, like, oh yeah, let's go and see him have a fight with so and so. Let's see her fight her, and yeah, I just used to go along sometimes, but it never happened. Next up, I've lost where I was on the list. Oh yeah, there we go. Being a prefect gave special powers to you. Oh yes, indeed. I had a prefect badge. It's a little green one in a little shield badge. Do you know what? I might go on eBay. I might go on eBay after this and order myself a prefect badge because I want that power. Yeah, I loved it. And I remember when I got it, I felt so privileged and honoured to get this badge. It's really ridiculous now, but I just really wanted one. And every time they'd pick a prefect in the class, it was never me. I just sit and wait for my name, and it was like, no. And it was always the same people as well. I'd get it, and I'd be like, oh, not her again, not him again. And when I finally got one, because I'd been really, really well behaved, I remember, because I desperately to be a prefect. And I'd behaved so well. And they said, and Laura, you are now to be a prefect as well. And I was like, oh, thank you. I think I even had a little cry, an emotional, happy cry about it. So, yeah, I don't even know why it mattered, because you didn't, like, do anything special apart from having a little bit of power. You know, you could do this, you could do that sort of things around the classroom. But I don't know, it just felt like having a badge made you feel like you kind of walk a bit, you know, taller. Like, yeah, I'm a prefect, bitch. So yeah, I might actually get one on eBay and do like a prefect role play on my ASMR channel or something. By the way, if you don't know already, I do have an ASMR channel. Go and check it out if you like ASMR. It's Minx Laura 123 ASMR. A little promotion there for myself. I can't help it. Okay, next up, being sent out of the classroom. Oh yes, I got that a lot. Especially at high school, because I was such a giggler. I was always giggling and laughing, as I say, being the class clown. And I wasn't particularly like naughty. I was just a bit of a rebel and a bit kind of gobby. Nothing's really changed. And yeah, if I would be talking too much or laughing or making others laugh, they'd go, Laura, at the classroom. I'm like, okay. And you just stand there like an idiot in the hallway, don't you? Like people will walk past, like other people, like other kids or teachers or whatever, and you just be standing there like that. Just pointless. Like I know why they're doing it. Like I'm not stupid to teach you a lesson, but you just feel such a plum standing there like. But I did get sent out quite a few times. Next up, pointless rules. Yes, pointless rules at schools. Things like only sixth form toilets and staircases that you can't use. Definitely. There used to be a staircase, or I think there might have been two, that we used to kind of look at, but we're never allowed to go up or down. Like, what was the point? I don't know what it led to. It probably led to something really boring, but because you can't go up it, you're like, what are they doing up there? So yeah, that I can definitely relate to. And also the whole, only sixth formers can use this toilet. It's ridiculous. Like, not being funny, what's the difference? Obviously different ages, but like, why should they have their own toilets? It still annoys me now. It used to really bug me at school because the sixth form toilets that I couldn't use were right near my classroom, like my main classroom. And I always used to want the toilet and have to walk all around the school to get to the toilets. I'll be honest with you, sometimes I did nip in there because I just thought, why should you have your own toilets? Next up is forced to read out loud in class. Oh, you see, I'll be honest with you. I know a lot of people, even now, it like brings back horrible memories for them. But like, I didn't mind reading out in class. I love reading, and I always did. And as you can tell, I'm quite so it didn't really bother me. But I always used to feel sorry for the more shy children who, really, really didn't like it, or children that, couldn't read as well. Because I was always very good with my reading, pronunciations, and things like that. And, always kind of read big words. I didn't have a problem. But some children in my class, and, they couldn't read as well. And to make them stand up in front of everyone, and like kids would be laughing and sniggering at them. And I used to think, oh, it's so awful. It really used to upset me for other people. But for me personally, I didn't mind reading out loud. I used to enjoy it actually, like a bit of a show off, I think. Maybe. Next up is getting excited when a TV come into a lesson. Uh, oh, sorry. Basically, yeah, these days it's probably like normal for that to happen. But when back in my day, old times, we didn't have like TVs in lessons that much. Like literally, it was a one-off thing, and we were so excited about it. They'd wheel it in, be like, today's lesson, we're going to watch the television. I do remember it. Like when I read that on the list, I was like, yeah, I was mega excited when they said about the TV. And it'd be the most like boring show. Like they wouldn't give you like, an exciting fun show to watch. It would be educational. But it'd make a change from a teacher going, rah, 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 rah. It's a TV. It was cool. Next up is, I'm just looking at the time because I've got to go meet Nathan soon and I'm sitting here filming. Oopsie. Better hurry up. TV, I've done that one. Participating in class chaos when a teacher left the room. Oh, yes. Definitely. As soon as they'd say, I've got to leave the class a moment, all behave yourselves, you'd look at each other like, nah, and just go crazy, like, ah, ha, 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 laughing about, jumping around, being naughty. It's brilliant. Next up, scared to go to the staff room. Hell yeah. I was always petrified of going to the staff room, because it felt this dark room, like you have to knock like, hello, and there's silence. I think they leave you waiting there in silence to just be bastards, basically, make you suffer. And they'd always open the door like really slowly, like, hello, how can I help you? I'm like, I've just got this note. Yeah. But yeah, being at that staff room door was literally like so scary. Okay, so the next one is asking to go to the toilet in the middle of the lesson just because you want a breather. Definitely. To be honest though, I always wanted the toilet. So like 9 times out of 10, when I said, excuse me, can I go to the toilet? I normally did need the toilet. Very weak bladder, still have. Anyway, but yeah, sometimes like I just used to think, oh, I can't stand this lesson. It's so boring or just really annoying. And I'd be like, can I go to the toilet? And just kind of hang around in the toilets for like 10 minutes or something. So yeah, I did used to do that. Next up, knowing that there'll be a substitute teacher in the next lesson and loving that fact. Definitely. Whenever they'd say, in the next lesson, you will be having a substitute teacher, everyone would be like, right, really quietly, like, yes. Because like a normal teacher knows you, they know you, and they make your life hell. No, they don't all make your life hell, but some of them do. And when you'd get a substitute teacher, it'd be like, yay, because they don't know any of you. You can just kind of, oh yeah, teacher said we can just like hang out today and just like not really do much. Okay. Like substitute teachers, they're probably not like that now. They're probably a lot stricter. But back in the day, whenever we'd get a substitute, we were like, yes. Because they just kind of didn't care. Like, they just go, yeah, just do what you want. And, if that's what your teacher's told you to do, just get on with it. And you'd be like, okay. And if you were like chatting with your mates, they didn't say, shh, be quiet. They just let you get on with it because they didn't care. I think now, obviously, I mean, I don't know, but I assume I can't say that word. Substitute teachers are a lot more strict and stuff. But back in the day, you could get away with so much. Ha ha ha. Next up is, oh yeah, when you haven't done your homework, you freak out internally. Oh my God, yeah, I used to get really scared of certain teachers. There was my history teacher, Mr. Pond. He was a hard, scary man. And I remember he had this like moustache, and he was just like a really hard looking horrible man. I couldn't stand him, which was weird because his wife used to be my form tutor, and she was like complete opposite. Like she was really shy and sweet and very ladylike and all that, and he was just like angry like all the time. And as soon as you like, if you forgot to do your homework for him, he would just go mad. He'd shout. Just I used to hate it. I used to hate. Well, I don't like it now either. Being shouted at, I just don't like it. And he used to really shout you. If you hadn't done your homework, it was like, oh no. And you used to freak out and be like, oh, I wish I'd have done it. Also, working out who you were going to marry. Yeah, I used to do this thing called flames. Basically, you'd write the word, you'd write, say, my name and the person I fancied name. Well, there were several that I fancied back then. But yeah, like your name, their name, and then you'd write the word flames in the middle, Flames, and then you'd go like you see how many F's are in the names and put how many L's, things like that. L was for love. Can't remember. A was for arguments. F was fun. I can't remember, but I used to do it. And M was for marriage. So you'd go through it, and the most that had the M, you'd be like, yes, I'm gonna marry that person. Luckily, I didn't. Because the person I'm with now, the amazing Nathan, wasn't at my school. I'm marrying him. But yeah, it's really weird that I used to do that all the time. And the last one is feeling happy when someone sets off the fire alarm by mistake. Oh yeah, because you can just get out of the classroom, you're like, yeah, on the playing field and just like having a laugh with your mates as you're standing there. And it's great because you don't have to work. And then they go, yeah, you can all go back in now. And you're like, okay. So yeah, that is the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. As I say, comment down below. Tell me if you can relate to any of the things on that list. Check out the website as well. The link's down below. It's an awesome website. Really good fun. And I'll probably do some more stuff from that website because it's really cool things on there that I can do in vlogs. But yeah, take care of yourselves. Please click like. Please subscribe to my channel, that'd be awesome. And come check me out on social media. Links are down below, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Okay, bye everybody, take care. Bye.